Rise and shine. It's time to get the day started with the morning show of record for the Homestead community. It is the Farm2Table Direct Show morning edition. And good morning, everyone. Hey, hey, hey. It is hump day. It's hump day. Anyway, hope your Wednesday morning is off to a great start. And today we make a couple of observations about the swamp monsters, our favorite people up in DC. That's right, the swamp monsters. Anyway, first and foremost, before we get going, let's head on over on this rainy Wednesday morning and check out our Dyer Family Farm Redneck Weather Report. Yes, you got radio announcer voice this morning. No, just kidding. We're going to get back to being me. Here we go. See what Jack has to say.
Well, good morning, Rednecks. It is 32 degrees, February the 12th, 2025. We got a 7-mile-an-hour northwest wind making it feel like 27 degrees, and our high is only 34 degrees. Now, it is raining and snowing mixed right now. Hard to see. You can see behind me there's traces of snow on the ground.
Well, hey, good morning, bro. Good morning, Robbie. Glad to see you both in, and whoever else might be out there listening. Oh, get out of an announcer voice. Anyway, no, I think my voice is just tired from this morning, from last night. What a show! Good morning, Scotty. Glad to see you there, bud. What a show last night was. A lot of information, a lot of people in chat, a lot of things going back and forth, and wow, wow, wow. But anyway, yeah, did you hear that? Rain and snow, freezing rain and snow out in western Oklahoma. It scares me as that could be coming our way. It was thunderstorms. I got woke up before the alarm with thunderstorms this morning. It is in the upper 20s. Going to get up around 40 degrees today. But yeah, lovely, just lovely. Anyway, it is hump day, and we are here ready to kick this day off. So let's go for today's reality smackdown. White House bans AP reporter from press event over style guide's objection to Gulf of America. For those who don't remember, Keith and I talked about in one of our videos the style guide. It's basically the book of guidelines and wording and phrasing and things of that nature that AP and other news agencies use for how they craft stories, what words they use, how they write, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah, bans an AP reporter. That's unprecedented. Uh, anyway, yeah, Colossians 3, 12 through 13 over there with Scotty. And good morning, Joy. Glad to see you in with us this morning as well. Hope all is well over there in everybody's world today. But anyway, so that's definitely unprecedented. Blocking an AP reporter from the White House. That's from press events. That's kind of wild. We'll see how that goes. Here's an interesting one. Fire breaks out at Russia's Saratov oil refinery after another Ukrainian drone assault. Wonder where they got that from. Ah, that's bad. Hope nobody was hurt. But anyway, good morning, Rebecca. And anyway, we're touched by yarn. Thanks for being in with us this morning. Hope you're well today. FBI finds thousands of new files on the JFK assassination. Mysteries. More and more information coming out. We will see. They're still in discussions on, working on all the advisement on releasing it, et cetera, et cetera. I say release it all and let the chips fall where they may. Good morning in the garden kitchen with Tracy. Good morning, Tracy. Glad to see you in with us. Ah, the U.S. Federal Emergency Management Agency, FEMA, fired its chief financial officer and three other employees, accusing them of making egregious payments for New York City hotels for illegal aliens. Department of Homeland Security said in a statement on Tuesday. They used the word migrants. Yeah, I don't buy that one. But anyway, that was in response to to the Doge doing their job and rooting out, finding out about $59 million that I ranted about yesterday. But anyway, it might be too little too late. I don't know. The Presidente, Donald Trump, has called for the dismantling, shutting down of FEMA, abolition of FEMA, and sending it back to the states where it can get better response closer to the situation. Man, and now, I mean, on and on and on. One more of these departments. I mean, DOE, Department of Education, which I don't think anybody complains about. I mean, he's doing something up there, cleaning house. It would appear. Anyway, we'll get more into that. Ah, the top Democrat on the U.S. Senate Judiciary Committee, our good friend Dick Durbin. Anyway, inappropriately named person. Anyway, enough of that. Family friendly. Alleged that President Donald Trump's FBI Director nominee Kash Patel has been secretly overseeing the ouster of the Bureau's leadership before being confirmed for the role. Okay. Anyway, said he learned about Patel's alleged role in firing from several whistleblowers and has asked the Justice Department Inspector General Michael Horowitz to investigate. Let's see. Yeah. Wonder how far this would go. Whistleblowers. Would that be some of the people who got fired? Could be. Disgruntled employees. I don't know. And of course, Durbin just likes to, that's him. Anyway. All right. Enough of that. Is it. Reality Smackdown for today, February the 12th. And now let's move into this day in history. Oh, man. Let's see. 18th. This is close to home. Robbie will enjoy this one. 1861, state troops seize U.S. munitions in Napoleon, Arkansas during the Civil War. I don't even know where Napoleon, Arkansas is, but anyway, alrighty. 1877, first news dispatch by telephone between Boston and Salem, Massachusetts. So, the beginnings of the ring, using a telephone instead of having to use telegraph and wire or Pony Express or whatever. But anyway, so modern technology is beginning. I'm going to share this, Tracy. This is great. That is awesome. So I feel like we're on Cheers, where everyone knows your name. Yeah, that's kind of the fun part about the community. Of course, you put your name in your. Some of y'all put y'all's name in your title, so it makes it easy for us. But yeah, it's kind of how it is around here. Everybody's saying hi. That's part of the morning crew. Hey, Norm. But anyway, so that is awesome. Anyway, man, let's see. 1899, negative 47 degrees Fahrenheit. Camp Clark, Nebraska, state record. That's cold. That's real cold. Makes me think this 30 degrees outside ain't too bad. 1935, first secret demonstration of radio signals detecting aircraft by Robert Watson Watt. What a name. Anyway, Arnold Wilkins at Daventry, England, i.e. radar. So that's the first secret demonstration of the radar. 1935. 1941, this is very important. First injection of penicillin into a patient by British physician Charles Fletcher at Radcliffe Infirmary in Oxford, England. So the good old penicillin. Yep. Still in use today. So there you go. 1973, first U.S. POWs in North Vietnam released. 116 of 456 flown to the Philippines. Anyway, right there. That was the beginning. That was at the end. But anyway, 1984, Kel Yarborough becomes first Daytona 500 qualifier above 200 miles an hour. Man, that's fast. That is fast. 155 is as fast as I've been, and as far as on anything, on the ground. And yeah, that's fast. 1993, the comedy film Groundhog Day opens across the U.S., starring Bill Murray and Andy McDowell, directed by Harold Ramis. Hilarious movie. Love that movie. Is hilarious. Anyway, yeah. And some days I feel that way. Groundhog Day. Every day's the same. But anyway, I don't know. Here we go. 1999, U.S. President Bill Clinton acquitted by the Senate in his impeachment trial. Old Slick Willie got away. Anyway, but not this guy. 2019, Mexican drug lord Joaquin El Chapo Guzman, found guilty of all 10 federal crimes against him in New York after 200 hours of testimony. That's a whole lot of testimony. But anyway, got old El Chapo. But anyway, so that is this day in history. Interesting days, interesting days. I tell you, when we live in interesting days now, someday we'll look back on these days in history, wonder what was really going on in this crazy country of ours. But anyway, there you go. Just a little bit of the news and a little bit of the headlines. So let's get on into this morning's topic. Observations about the swamp monsters. Now, I think you all know what I mean when I say the swamp monsters. Oh, the agency, the unelected bureaucrats, elected officials, all the people up there in Washington D.C. who they just won't leave, and they just keep sucking in more and more, and the pollution and the corruption and everything else that's going on. And we're getting a front row seat right now as the Doge and President Trump go through and begin to try to cut things down and clean things up. Hold the old drain on the bottom of the tub. We'll see what comes out. But obviously, these swamp monsters aren't going without a fight. Didn't expect them to. But as I was reading, and I must give my disclaimer right now. These observations are part of this, and I'll say it in my own way, like I always do. But came from Joel Salatin's blog, The Musings from the Lunatic Farmer. So I'll use it on my own way of saying it, but it will be mine. So the number one question, first observation, and y'all can feel free, this is chat, feel free to let me know what's going on or what you think about it. But why ain't, I don't know which way, how you say that. Anyway, why aren't any of the left defending their actions or votes on issues? I mean, why are they, sitting over there with, when all this stuff's going down, and, some of them even acting surprised, and, but, they're not up there screaming from the rooftops. They're not defending it. They're not even, at all. Why won't they defend paying $10 billion in SNAP to soft drink companies? Why aren't they spending a third on like Medicaid assistance on able-bodied people too trifling to get a job, right? Don't know the numbers are back and forth of what country and who got them, but spending money on birth control in foreign countries, i.e. condoms, etc. And some of this stuff is shocking, but you know what? Nobody on the opposition is daring to defend them. They voted on them for decades, and now the only thing they can do is attack Trump. That's all they can do. They can't defend their actions. They don't want to, because defending them is political suicide, and they know it. So rather than defend their game plan, they attack the referee. Now, I don't know about y'all, but when we make decisions or spend money, not in their nature. That's right. It's they'll shake your hand, look you in the face, smile, and lie the whole time. So, and that's on both sides of the aisle right there. That's not a Democrat Republican. That's just the nature of that. But if we have to, if we bought something, we had to explain. We better be proud to own it. But they don't defend those expenditures. They won't defend any line item. They'll just assassinate the character of a referee who dares to expose these violations. And I mean, we've seen it. They don't get their money, so that's right there, Scotty. They get their money, so they don't care. I like that right there. That's good, because that's what it is. They're donors, they're people, their party, whoever gives them their directives, and off they go. Now, let's see what we got here. They don't want to draw attention to themselves and relate to something bad. They only want to redirect your attention. There you go. Don't look behind the curtain. Don't look behind the curtain at the levers being pulled. Just ignore all that. Just believe what we tell you. But no, you can't defend it. They can't defend it. They know they can't defend it. You know, and I'll be honest with you. Now, this is on both sides. When I say this is not Democrat, Republican, liberal, none of this stuff. This is just straight up. Period. We like to believe that because they're elected official, because they're elected, the Senate, the House, because they're up there in these offices, and they should have access to all this information because, well, it's them and all that stuff. To be honest with you, most of them can't have no idea what's buried in some of this stuff. That and that's on both sides. They're not that smart. That's my point. They're not that smart. So don't give them more credit than it's due. They're just not that smart. Especially, when I say this is especially true on the Democrat side. The party tells them what to vote for. Their leader, their minority, whatever, they get told what to do. Now, the few that step out of rank, we see what happens to them and how they are reacted. And so, they're doing what they're told, and that's all they're doing. Now, some step out. You've got your extremists. You got your ones that'll step out and doing their own thing and are out there raising Cain. But, ultimately, though, they either believe this stuff or they're too, or not. And Keith said, who are we to question them? LOL. Yeah, that's it. How dare we question them of what they're doing with our money? But they're sure quick to come find out what we're doing with ours. So that's one observation about the swamp monsters is they are nowhere around to defend right now when all these things are being uncovered, this egregious spending, millions of dollars being thrown after things, maybe billions of dollars, wasteful spending on programs that are, waste money. Some of them, I don't even know if they, if the money's really going to that or if that's just a way for them to, hide what they're doing with it or put it in their pocket or their friends' pockets and whatnot. But it's yeah. Now the scary thing is there are that group of people within there that they're believers. See what Scotty's got to say here. Let's see. Who are we to trust them? But they turn around and screw the people who put them in office, all for the power of money. Yes, money, control, levers of power, if you will, and that's what they're going to do. And it is a keen observation, but they are nowhere not now. They're all, they're casting shade on everybody that, these nominees, let's look at some of the, let's think about that, this nomination process and the way they're attacking some of them and attacking Trump. And one of their old things is, accuse these of what they've done, accuse the other side of doing what you're doing. It's one of the things out of the playbook, and they're doing it well. And, so they're casting all this shade on these people and everything else. And let's look at some of Biden's nominees. If you really just want to stop and think about it, his, his Secretary for Health and Human Services, enough said right there. It's crazy. And, the last 4 years, to quote, Ricky talked about, to quote, kind of more or less sum up some stuff that was on an interview with Sean Ryan. Mom and dad went out of town and the teenagers were in control of the house. And that's kind of what's been going on as far as within their last administration. But these senators, these people that have been up there for a long time, let's see what Rob said. There's so much money laundering sent to other countries and such never gets where it's supposed to go. Yeah, exactly. And that's the, we scratch our head about how some of these people go up there dead broke and come out millionaires. Well, there's your question, answer your question. But that's kind of things. Now, let's switch aisles for just a second. We should be appalled. We should be just as angry at the Republicans or conservatives, whatever you want to call them, who refuse to admit their own culpability in this money being spent. They're all acting surprised by these revelations, like it's all new information. and they were totally ignorant. We don't get anybody standing up saying, "Hey, I'm sorry, folks. I repent. I was asleep at the wheel. Voted on it because it was easier. Or these corrupt people contributed to my campaign. Uh, you know, and I'm going to help drain. I want to help find the drain and pull the plug. Uh, and they're hiding behind excuses like we didn't have time to read it. That's negligence, at least. I mean, they're either, idiots, which is possible. It's extremely possible. Uh, or even this one more possible, just lazy. They don't take the time to read this stuff. They get bullied into passing stuff or going through stuff because we got to do this. It's got to get through. We got to do this. And they're not, and they won't stand up and scream about it when they see it, you know. Um, and I mean, 1,200 page, 1,500 page bills, on a crisis that demands a vote. You know, think about this: if nobody would vote for something they haven't read, it might shorten the bill by 50%. You know, and of course, our lamestream media, they're not going to applaud. They're not going to give praise to somebody who refused to vote on that bill. But instead they're going to call them a troublemaker, disinformation advocate. And if it wasn't the case, uh, maybe they'd feel more liberty to read the bills because that, to me, that goes back to the old, yeah. I want to share that one there, bro. Only take credit, never the blame. That's the truth. The Pelosi statement back with, Obamacare and all that. We have to read it to find out. You have to pass it to find out what's in it. That's the most insane backwards statement I've ever heard. I mean, that is crazy. But that's what happens. They stick these bills out there, these laws, and they bury stuff in there. And because some sorry sack number of years ago ruled the line item veto as unconstitutional, uh, I disagree. I think that the line item veto would be a useful tool to weed out a lot of this stuff. Um, and that's why these large, it's how these bills, these omnibuses and these spending packages, now these bills get so difficult and get so big is because people are shoving stuff up in there and they're hiding it in there and it's buried. Well, you know, they don't want to pass it or they veto it or whatever. Well, all you hear from the talking heads, all you hear from the lamestream is, that this person voted against this or this person's against this, which is whatever the title of the bill is. Never mind that buried in there is all kinds of pork spending on stuff like this that we're finding out about now that sends hundreds of millions of dollars, billions of dollars uh, that's not accounted for. That's being just boom. I mean, even the Pentagon, it's getting ready to be up on the going through the investigation phase of money disappearing. Uh, yeah, and you're right. This right here sums it up. So many vote for stuff, something stuck in there to help them. They ignore the other stuff to get what they want, and that is facts. That's what happens. Is they bear it. They get their pet project. They get their pet. Whoever they're trying to make happy gets stuck up in there, and that's what they're voting for. And they don't care about the rest. It ain't that they ignore it; they just don't care. They're getting what they want. You're right. Uh, and so, one of my things, the U.S. Constitution will fit on 35, like less than 35 pages. 35 pages. I mean, you can make that thing into a pamphlet that will stick in your shirt pocket. You know, I mean, the Declaration of Independence, not that long. Emancipation Proclamation fit on one page. I mean, these things used to be this way. And my thing has always been, if it won't stand alone on its own, if it can't stand on its own merit, then it doesn't need to be going through. Uh, but that's how these things happen. But Republican and conservatives, whatever you want to call them, Republicans up there, they're just as lazy and they're just as guilty, and being at minimum lazy or just flat incompetent, and neither one of them are excusable. They get paid entirely too much money to be lazy. You know, and that's a whole other conversation about how much they get paid. Yes, the pigs are squealing because they're pork and everything. The pigs are squealing right now because their pork's getting taken. It's going dry up there. They're getting taken off, and but it's so. Like I said, the conservatives, they're not without blame up there. You know, that's why I love at the end of every year the Festivus report. Rand Paul has come out for years. Not Rand, yeah, Rand uh, has come out for years with his little report on government waste, on wasteful spending. Uh, and he's one of the only ones. He's the only that'll stand up to this stuff or say something. And so I've always had respect for him for that. And I might not always agree with him on things, but I respect that. And that's what we've got to get rid of. People got to be held accountable, for not doing their job first and foremost, and doing these things. But if we could get this down to where single item bills or bills have to be under can't be more than this number of pages, or they can't be more than this amount of stuff, which equates out to a line item veto and that's what they do. It's designed on purpose. And we, the people, should be demanding that this stop. Now, some people may or may not agree with convention of states. I do. I think it's necessary because there's certain things like term limits and such as this, things like that with the income tax, et cetera, that they're never going to reel in on their own. President Trump is making a valiant effort. We will see what happens when all this comes down. But some of this stuff needs to be codified, i.e., in law or the Constitution, so that a future president or the next president can't just go through with the executive pen and undo, which is what we went through 4 years ago. That's the dangers of the executive order. But anyway, where are these people being held accountable? They're right now they're screaming that Trump's doing things. This is Congress's responsibility. This is Congress oversight. This is what's supposed to happen. But that problem is either A, they haven't been doing the oversight, or B, they're turning a blind eye, or they're helping promote this issue. So either way, it's their fault. And everything going on up there right now is their fault. And relegating their responsibilities down to these bureaucrats, unelected down in these different agencies. And that's the observations of the swamp monsters this morning. So anyway, we're going to wrap that up. I appreciate the chat. Appreciate everybody jumping in on that part of it and sharing stuff. Not quite the rant that I did yesterday, but powerful observations of the swamp monsters. Like I said, credit to Joel Salatin and his musings of a lunatic farmer for bringing this to me and kind of giving me a topic. So anyway, so let's get on moving on down the road here. Tip of the day. Here we go, everybody. Tip of the day. Just this little one to make you think. Never let success get to your head, and never let failure get to your heart. So I'll leave that right there, exactly where that's at. Don't get so big headed just because of success. Don't let failure get to your heart and keep you from trying. So there you go. That's the motivational tip of the day here on Wednesday, Hump Day. So anyway, upcoming events, February 15th, Southwest Arkansas Homesteading Conference, Nashville, Arkansas. That is this Saturday. Thank you. Appreciate it. Appreciate that. Everybody hit that thumbs up. Yeah, I'm going to share this. They often want to go home for vacation or holidays, so they sign and go on. Yeah, and a lot of that stuff is strategically planned that way. It's put in at a time like that. There was a time in this country that, they met between Thanksgiving and Christmas. That's where they met. That's when they met, was in those early times. Maybe, okay. I'll do that right fast for you, Trace. Let's see. Let me type. But anyway, see if I can type this while I'm, let's see. See if I can type and talk. I don't know if I would. Here. ahead. I think I got that there. All right, there you go. There you go. All right, hashtag strong together. Do it after. It's there. All right, sorry. No, that's okay. I don't mind doing it right there because I'd forget between there and the end of that. Anyway, uh, meanwhile, back on the upcoming events February 21st, 22nd, Homesteaders of Iowa Expo 2025, Bridgeview Center, Ottawa, Iowa. Monty Shrunk, the Suburban Sodbuster. Uh, Boston Mountain Homesteading Workshop, March 1st, 8:15 to 4 p.m. in my backyard, Chester, Arkansas. And let's see, where are we at here? March 21st and 22nd. It's right around the corner. Okie Homestead Expo, Mays County Fairground or Event Center, whatever way you want to call that. Pryor, Oklahoma. Tickets on sale now, $50 2-day passes. The lineup is awesome. But anyway, so a lot of us are going to be there. Look forward to seeing many of you. Anyway, Arkansas Homesteading Conference, March 29th. Cleveland County Fairgrounds, Horizon, Arkansas. $20 for adults, 17 and under free. April 12th, New Beginnings Homestead Expo in Newata, Oklahoma. That's going to be up there. Chris Reeves involved in that is invited Keith and I to be there and to speak. And I know Dwayne Hall, several others are going to be there. It's going to be a good time. So if you're interested, we'll be getting more information out on that. The Shindig Ozark Living Expo, April 25th, 3 p.m. to 6, April 25th, 26th. Newton County Fair and Rodeo, Jasper, Arkansas. And the Homestead Conference, Waco, Texas, April 25th and 26th. Adults, $99, kids 30 to 17, 13. It's a first year event down there. I know Joe Salatin's headlining that. But anyway, and that same weekend is the 10 Killer YouTube meetup, Lake 10 Killer here in Oklahoma. June 6th and 7th, Homestead Festival at Hardison Mills near Columbia, Tennessee. $75 general admission, kids 6 to 17, $25. That's on Rory Feeks Ranch. That's going to be a big one. Moving a little further forward, Ozark Homestead Expo, Marshville, Missouri, September 5th and 6th. General admission, $50 for a 2-day pass. Kids 13 to 17, $15, and 12 and under are free but must have a ticket. And then our very own Oklahoma Homestead Rendezvous, Southeast Expo Center, McAllister, Oklahoma, September 26th and 27th. The entry is $15. That keeps getting better and better with the speaker lineup and sponsors. If you're interested in being a vendor, it's not too late for that, certainly. Homesteaders of America Conference 2025, Front Royal, Virginia, October 10th and 11th. Still got a few tickets left, $50 for a 2-day pass. And that is it for upcoming events. So, folks, that is a wrap for today on the Farm2Table Direct Show, morning edition. Thanks for joining in as always. Appreciate your comments in the chat. Appreciate the thoughts on it. So just remember, the most swamp monsters are real. And when election time comes around, take a look at your swamp monster and see what they are and what they've been doing. And vote on their record. Don't just vote for the name you know that's familiar. Check their record out. See what's up. See how long they've been there. Might be a good time to 86 them and get something new in there. Anyway, so thanks for joining us. We explore headlines and stories that have impacted our world now and in the future. If you enjoyed today's show, please hit that like button, share it with your friends, and if you're not already, subscribe to our channels on Facebook, YouTube, X, and Rumble. It is the best way to stay connected, help grow the conversation about food, farming, and community. Speaking of great conversations, last night, go check that video out. We had a great show last night talking about State Bill 939 in Oklahoma and House Bill that was 1090. I messed it up, 1078. Anyway, the Arkansas bill, hopefully I'll find out some more information about that soon. But anyway, on raw milk, etc. And so, go check that out. It was a great conversation last night. Anyway, until next time, keep your roots deep, your vision growing. Good food starts with great people. And remember, we are #stronger together. be a blessing to someone today. Folks, have a great day today. Stay dry, stay warm, and we will see you on the other side. So we will hand this over to Hank to take us on out of here.
No
Take it away.
humans were harmed in the production of this podcast.